I've watched kingdoms fall. Witnessed fire consume altars, and heard the voice of God in a whisper that shook my soul more than any earthquake. But what I'm about to show you isn't just ancient history. The same forces that drove a nation to worship golden idols, that silenced the voice of truth, that made people choose comfort over conviction, are at work in your world right now. You think it's just about some old prophet calling down fire from heaven? No, this is about you, about the choice every soul must make when the darkness feels overwhelming and the crowd is walking away from the truth. The question isn't whether God still speaks in whispers, it's whether you're still listening. My story could save your life.
In the 9th century drought, Israel had abandoned the God of their fathers for golden calves and foreign deities. King Ahab and Queen Jezebel had turned the entire nation into a marketplace of false gods. Into this spiritual wasteland stepped a man whose very name meant, "The Lord is my God." Elijah. Elijah marched straight into Ahab's throne room and declared war on heaven's behalf. "There will be neither dew nor rain except at my word." One man. Against an entire kingdom, he called down judgment from the sky itself. For 3.5 years, the heavens became bronze. Rivers dried up. Crops withered. Children cried for water that wouldn't come. When a nation turns its back on truth, even nature itself rebels. But God didn't abandon his prophet in the wasteland he had created. By the brook Cherith, ravens brought Elijah bread and meat twice daily. In a land where people were dying of hunger, God commanded the very birds of the air to feed his servant. When the brook dried up, God sent Elijah to a foreign widow preparing her last meal before she and her son starved. "Make me a cake first," Elijah told her. This widow chose faith over fear. She baked that cake. Her jar of flour never ran empty. Her jug of oil never ran dry. When her son died, Elijah raised him from the dead. Provision that never failed, and life restored from death. 3 years later, Elijah returned to Ahab with history's most famous challenge. "Gather all Israel to Mount Carmel. Bring the 450 prophets of Baal, the God who answers by fire. He is God." Thousands gathered on the mountainside. 2 altars, 2 sacrifices, no fire to light them. For hours, Baal's prophets screamed, danced, and cut themselves until blood poured down their bodies. The heavens remained silent. Elijah mocked them. "Shout louder! Surely he is a god. Perhaps he is deep in thought or traveling." When Elijah's turn came, he drenched his altar with 12 barrels of water until it filled the trenches around it. Then he prayed simply, "Lord, let it be known today that you are God in Israel." Fire fell from heaven. Fire that consumed the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, the dust, and licked up all the water in the trenches. The people fell on their faces. "The Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God." Complete, undeniable victory. But victory brings its own dangers. Jezebel sent a death threat. "By this time tomorrow, I'll make your life like one of my dead prophets." The same man who had just called down fire from heaven ran for his life. He fled into the wilderness and prayed to die. "I have had enough, Lord. Take my life." Even giants of faith have breaking points. Elijah felt utterly alone. utterly defeated. But God didn't rebuke him. An angel brought food and water. 40 days later, at Mount Horeb, God asked the most important question: "What are you doing here?" Wind that could split mountains came, then earthquakes, then fire. But God wasn't in any of them. Finally, a gentle whisper. In that whisper, Elijah discovered God's power isn't always in the spectacular. Sometimes his greatest work happens in quiet moments when he speaks to broken hearts. God gave Elijah new assignments and a promise. He wasn't alone. 7,000 in Israel had never bowed to Baal. Most importantly, God told him to anoint Elisha as the next prophet. Years later, at the Jordan River, Elijah struck the water with his cloak, and it parted. On the other side, Elisha asked, "Let me inherit a double portion of your spirit." "If you see me when I am taken," Elijah replied, "it will be yours." A chariot of fire appeared. A whirlwind swept Elijah to heaven, one of only 2 people taken without dying. His cloak fell. Elisha picked it up, struck the Jordan, and the waters parted again. The torch had been passed. Why does this ancient story matter to you? Because the same battle Elijah fought is being fought right now, in your culture, in your community, maybe in your own heart. Just like ancient Israel, we live when truth has become negotiable, when moral boundaries are seen as outdated restrictions, when loud voices mock faith and quiet voices of conviction are drowned out. Elijah's story teaches us that one person standing for truth can change everything, that God still provides for those who trust Him completely, that even giants of faith face breaking points, and that's okay. Here's the most important lesson. God doesn't always speak in earthquake or fire. Sometimes His most powerful messages come in whispers that only those truly listening can hear. The same choice Israel faced on Mount Carmel is your choice today. Will you follow the crowd or stand for truth? Will you seek the God who answers by fire, or be satisfied with gods that never speak? Elijah's legacy isn't just about miracles or fire from heaven. It's about courage to stand alone when everyone else walks away from truth. It's about trusting that the God who fed him by ravens and sustained him in whispers is the same God who sees you, knows you, and has plans greater than you can imagine. The question isn't whether God still speaks. The question is, are you still listening? In a world drowning in noise, may you have the courage to hear and follow the whisper that still sets nations ablaze.